Bonjour mes amis, hi guys, I am so excited to show you this watch. You might have seen all the watch review channels, all the magazines talking about this watch when you woke up today, and yet nobody had purchased it. But here you go, your favorite YouTuber, he's got it. Thank you so much to Alfred at Oriental Watches for taking care of me. When I went there during lunchtime here in Hong Kong, he told me that the only sample they had been sold, but he would call me back next week. And just a few hours later, he got a white one in and a black one in. The white one was spoken for on the bracelet, but I saw it on the strap. I also saw the black one on the strap. And from the websites, I thought the white one was going to be the one I wanted. But in person, the black one is the chisel for my nizzle. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going crazy with this watch because the dial is gloss black, so it's beautiful with the ceramic bezel. So obviously it reminds you of a famous watch made of unobtainium from another brand. But look at that dial, look at the sub-dials, the classic three colors. What I love about this watch, well, there's many things I love. First, the size is amazing. It's a 41, but the lugs are very thin there, so it wears great on my 17 centimeter wrist. Then you have the date. It's a high beat chronograph. The scaling on the bezel, on this beautiful ceramic bezel, is tenth of a second. So finally you get a watch that's really useful and that finally can calculate to the tenth of a second being high beat, while everybody else has a 4 hertz or 3 hertz or 3.5 hertz, whatever. Nobody counts in 8 or 6. People count in 10. And let me start it for you. Look how fast it goes. So it's 10 seconds around the dial, and then you have a seconds counter here and a minute counter there. Finally, to a minute counter going to from 0 to 60. Most useful, whoever uses the hour counters on a chronograph again, or the tachymeter. This watch is practical in every possible way, as practical as a chronograph can be. Then you have the running seconds. Now you see this dial, which is a very pale color. The problem I saw with the white dial version is that this one would almost disappear, so it didn't look very nice. Also, the white dial version reminded me of the older versions of the Zenith, that they did in the past. I think this gloss black is a real departure, and it just works so amazingly with the ceramic bezel. Let's stop and reset. So you have the date, as I said. Now you have pump pushers again, compared to the watch made of unobtainium from the other brand that this watch might remind you of. You don't have to unscrew anything, and yet you still have 100 meters of water resistance. Now the crown has a great solid feel when you wind it. The watch has 60 hours of power reserve, by the way. It's automatic. We're going to look at the caliber in a second. Unlike all Zenith El Primeros you've come to know and love, the first click is not to change the hour anymore. It is to change the date, like on most watches. So no more confusion. And the second click not only changes the hour, but it also hacks the movement. A first again for the Zenith El Primero, or at least something that was very uncommon to this day in the El Primero range. So the watch comes here on a beautiful bracelet. Yes, I'm gonna have to wipe it a lot with a beautiful center polish, and also polished on the sides. It ties in with that case. Those lovely integrated lugs that angle perfectly for my wrist here. Beautiful clasp, no easy extension, but you have 6 points of anchoring. It's really solidly made. I mean, this is and yet the watch is very light, around 140 grams. 5 points of anchoring here. I've removed 4 links, beautiful clasps, as you can see here. Let's look at the machinery now under the hood. Wow, with the blued screws, blued column wheel. I mean, look at this. It is absolutely gorgeous inside and out. This caliber is the 3600, 35 joules. And you have the polished screws used to adjust the movement, and then you have the blued screws. Or it's the opposite, maybe the blued are used to adjust. Look at that beautiful wheel here. Please pardon all the glare on this video. I'm inside today. I'll give you outside shots tomorrow probably. But I really had to share this watch with you. As you can see, the back is screwed down. It's held by screws there, 4 screws. So let me know what you think about this gorgeous watch. I can show you how the movement will hack. So these are the running seconds. The crown is very solid, I gotta say. Then you re-engage. And you have loom. So you have loom, you have date, you have 10th of a second chronograph, most useful chronograph you can possibly make beyond the 100th of a second that Zenith also makes, but it's much thicker. So here you have a great format, beautiful watch. It's sporty, dressy, does everything. I mean, I'm really, I have some nice watches in my collection, but I gotta say that this thing in person, the contrast of the colors of the sub-dial on this glossy dial is just absolutely stunning in person. Price-wise, the retail is 10,000, but what you're gonna pay is gonna be between you and your trusted watch dealer. I hope you've enjoyed this first impression review. I'm very excited, and I will share a lot more about this watch in the coming days. Bye bye, guys.